You've got to be very quiet, don't say a word. Hi! Hi, so today... Wait, can you start it?
Hang on a second, hang on a second.
Hi! I was about to say hi, Dad. Hi! So, Alex and Alex is my cameraman, we are doing a school project on kitchen chemistry. Right now, this video we are doing baking a cake and how it is cooked. So we are making a Victoria sponge cake. So what I've first done is preheated the oven to about 150 Celsius. Now I have also buttered, so I've just rubbed butter all around and placed on some baking paper in a baking tray or pan or whatever you want to call it. So what we're first going to do, so I'll tell you the measurements. So we've got, I forgot what the measurements are. We have got 200 grams of butter, which we have chopped up here. We also have 200 grams of caster sugar, 3 medium eggs, 3 medium-sized eggs, as well as 200 grams of gluten-free flour, because Alex is gluten-free and this will be for all of us, so we're just using this. So what we're first going to do is get a reasonably large bowl and put in our butter. So as I'm going, I will explain how the science of it works. So also I'm going to explain, with our flour it is self-raising, that's why we're not using baking powder. So, I'll quickly explain. The baking powder is used to rise the cake, or also also, that was a mistake. Also, what's it called again? Self-raising flour. Sorry, having a mind blank there. So, the baking powder is sodium bicarbonate. Can't say that word properly. Or let's just call it baking soda. Because that's what it's usually known as. So baking powder has baking soda as well as acidic salt. And so self-raising flour is pretty much the same, but just with the baking powder added. So your sodium bicarbonate, I said it, as well as alkali. The self-raising flour is pretty much baking powder, but is already added, as well as sodium bicarbonate and alkali. So let's get on to the recipe. So I've put in my 200 grams of butter, as well as 200 grams of sugar, and this is caster sugar, by the way. And yes, by the way, I definitely feel like I'm better at cooking than I am at saying it. Now I'm going to use my electric beater. So you have to be very careful with this because it can spray everywhere. So first, I'm going to only set it to 1 so that it doesn't go too far. Also, I'm going to keep it upwards because if it goes like this, then all of the mixture will just come flying up. So I'm just going to make like this, and let's hope it doesn't get messy. So we're going to attempt to make light peaks, which is when you can kind of just pull it up like that, and the mixture kind of follows, then you can just let it go.
It's starting to, yeah. You can just then let it go, and it won't really, sorry, that's
bad hand. He's just making sure that his kitchen is stayed tidy.
So, I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, so, yeah, whoa. Yeah, just make sure it doesn't go everywhere because you'll have quite a lot of cleaning up to do.
Okay, now this is all it's all whisked up. That's hard to say. Well, not really. Anyway, now what I'm about to do is put in my 3 eggs. So, as I've said, they're medium size. So, if you've got small eggs, you want 4. If they're medium or large, 3.
So, I'm just...
to do is just move this over. Now I'm going to get something. Just going to put the eggshells in this mug. Okay. So first I'm just going to crack them, obviously. So should I put them in one by one? Or
one by one.
Okay. So now small whisk. Actually, I'm just going to fold this in for a moment.
Mashed potato.
Not really. I hate mashed potato. Okay, just going to whisk this up a bit more. So this is going to make it more liquidy and hold possibly a bit more, I believe. Next egg. 1 down, 2 to go. So far, no split yolks or double yolkers. Just wanted to mash that yolk. Okay, you can kind of tell it's sort of stiff peas, but not really. I have got clean hands, by the way. Now for the last yolk. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is completely mash this in so that it's not all liquidy and stuff. Looks pretty good. So yeah, that part is done. Now, what we're going to do is sieve in the flour. Alex, do you want to come and help? No. He says no. So what I'm going to do is put this little knobble part thing. Oh. Oops. Well, anyway, what I'm going to do instead of that is, that's not really going to work. Anyway, never mind about that. Can I please have the flour? Thank you. Just going to put in a tiny little bit. Well, actually quite a bit.
Would you like me to give you a hand?
Yes, please. Dad's just coming to help.
Alright, sieve it in. Okay. And then I think I'll get a big spoon so I can get it in without making a mess. You keep sieving and I'll keep putting it in, okay?
Yeah.
And you explained this is gluten-free flour, didn't you?
Yeah. Sorry about this.
And why do you think we use the sieve?
Well, it kind of separates the flour, so it doesn't make it it doesn't really make it lumpy, and it gives it a smoother, nicer texture to the cake.
Yeah.
So you don't go and have that random piece of disgustingness, and you just bite into your cake and you just find a big ball of flour. It's all smooth and perfectly separated. So that is our flour all sieved up. Now I'm going to whisk it in. Thanks for your help.
Okay.
And remember, this is probably going to be maybe the messiest part yet because of all the loose flour. So going to have to keep it up very straight. Make sure that I'm not scared of having any flour all over my face. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Oh god.
Oh god. So the batter is all mixed up. It is going to be cooking for an amount of time. I can't see because the iPad is switched off. That's just where I'm getting the recipe from. Okay, So I want it to be nice and thick, but I don't want it to be all yuck, like, yeah. So I'm going to make it reasonably nice. Now just to get this part. Now I do love to cook, so I can make lots of things, like obviously main meals, breakfast, pretty much lots of stuff. Like I've made many different types of ice cream, just like without an ice cream maker. So don't really know why that's relevant, it just felt like saying. So that looks pretty much done. Just going to get this part off. Okay, so this is looking really amazing, I think. So what I'm going to do now is quickly wash my hands. And always make sure that you wash your hands before cooking to prevent germs. Now I'm going to put the oven, well, I've already put the oven on. I'm just going to get a tea towel because we don't have any oven mittens. I think that's what they're called. I'll just use a tea towel. First I'm just going to open up the oven. It should be nice and warm. And as a matter of fact it is, because I can feel the warmth. I'll just even put my arm there. So that will be going in for several minutes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just pull this out. It's amazing. Now I'm just going to...
No.